Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel, on this beautiful day. How you guys and girls are doing? Hope you're doing great as always. Please check out the description box for all the nice links. Also drop a like, subscribe if you like the content. Now we're back and we're going to work with fonts today and also having different colored enemies giving different points. So we will start by just checking out the fonts and where I put them and how we're going to load them in. So first of all, you want to just get some fonts off the net, whatever you want, and you want to put them in a folder. So I put them in my main folder where I have all my CPP files and all that stuff. I just put a folder called fonts and I put a bunch of fonts in there. So I'm going to copy one of these, the Osis Light, I like that. So copy whatever you like, Control C that name. You can just get this off of GitHub as well. So I just want to say that to you guys. All the code is on GitHub. You can go check out the link in the description. Find this repository, this project. Go in and you can find the files. And I'll upload the fonts there as well. Once you have the name of the font, go into your game.h file. On the top here where we have all our variables, we have game logic. I'm going to put this in under resources, where you might have like textures and stuff. And I want to make something called an SFFont. And it's just going to be a regular variable. This holds fonts, obviously. We're going to initialize this now. And usually if you have a lot of fonts, you're going to have a void init fonts function, right? So I'm going to create that just for practice sake. Define that. Once that function is defined, just go in and take your font variable and say dot load from file. Remember we had a file, right? And you want to make sure, because this goes from the file where what do you call it, your solution is. So, or where this is. So you just want to say fonts, this, and like that. All right. Then it should load all the fonts. So if you didn't get it, it goes from the folder where your CPP and stuff is. Once that's done, that font should be loaded. It does have a Boolean thing, so you can do an if statement here around it. Just remove the semicolon. And then you can say std cout failed to load font. So just like an error checking, what you might also want to do is kind of give this a format. So error, and then you say, okay, what class, game, init, fonts, like what function, and then what happened. So kind of like that could be good to do. Once that's done, you should be able to load your font and use it. The next step is to create a variable that can hold text. And I'm going to create that under a text thing here. And it's going to be SFText, and we'll call it UIText. That's all we'll do. We'll just call it UIText because it's going to handle all the text on my UI. You can have different text variables hold different things. Usually you'll have that, but I'll just have one text object. To make this work, again, we're going to make an init function to initialize the text. So go to your game.h file again, and under init fonts, just write init text. Define that again. And once that's done, go into that function and start defining your text. This UIText.setFont and just give it the font. So this is how you set a font for a text object, and you have to do that in order for this to work. Otherwise it won't have any font and you won't see it on the screen. There are a number of factors that make it so your text might not show up, and I'll go through most of those, and this is probably the biggest one that you might forget to do. Another one is this UIText.set character size. This might bug out sometimes, so you probably want to set this. I'd set it to 12. You can set it to whatever you want. The default position of a text object is going to be on the top left corner of the screen, 0, 0, so it shouldn't be a problem. Also, if you're your text might default to black, so you might want to change the fill color of it. Set fill color. I'm just gonna have it a pure white, just like that. You can set whatever color you want. And now you have the character size, the fill color, and the font. So it shouldn't be a problem right now. There's a lot more. Let me show you what else you can do with it. UIText dot. So you can set styles of it. You can do a lot of stuff. Let's go to the settings here. Set character size. We saw color is depreciated, I think. I think fill color is what you want to use. Oh, it's by default white, so you're good. Font, letter spacing, line spacing, origin and stuff, you don't have to think about too much. You have the outline and stuff you can set. Set the position, rotation, scale. You have to set the string as well. Don't forget that. The string itself to basically what the text object is supposed to show. And then you can set the style like bold, italic, and stuff. And you have a bunch of styles. And I'm going to set a text just in case something happens. So usually I do that. Set string, that function, and just give it a string literal. Just write none, whatever. Just so you know that text renders no matter what. Once that's done, you probably want to have update functions for text and update functions for stuff, and in order to separate stuff. So I'm going to make a void render text and void update text. Okay, you might want to update your text at different positions, so this might not always work for you, but in this case it does work. Now in your game.h file, that's where I did all this, and we're moving on to the game.cpp file where we're going to start defining. Let's start off with render text. Now there are two things you got to do. First of all, you got to say, let's see. So we have the window here. Okay. First of all, let's go back to the H file. And let's go in here. Now, this is a good habit to have. You don't have to do this. If you're too uncomfortable, go into your main render function and just render your text last of all. Like, even if you have a lot of stuff, just render it at the bottom here, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. This render text. Okay, just there. And I'm going to render everything in here. What you can do is a good habit to learn is send in a SF render target reference. Sorry about that. So what this does is that you don't always have to render to the main window. You can render to other stuff. This is a little advanced, but it could be a good thing. Even if your class has direct access to the window, you're not always going to want to render something to the window. Some things you're going to want to render to a view, for example. So it's going to be a little different. So this is something I'm doing just on this function, not on enemies. Or let's put that on enemies as well right there. Let's do that. Okay. And let's go into the CPP file and just put those there. Okay. I understand it might be confusing. I'm just going to change this window to this, or just remove the entire this and say target.draw. All right. Sorry if I'm confusing you. Like I said, if it's too confusing, go ahead and do it directly in the draw function. But this is basically what I did, the H file and the CPP file. For the render text, I'm going to do the same thing. Target.draw. So I'm not bound to drawing on the screen. UIText. I can choose where to draw different elements. So this is a good thing to do. It's not that advanced, but it's more advanced than what you guys might be used to right now. So here you have to give it something. So in our case, we are rendering to the window. So I'm going to dereference the window since it doesn't want a pointer. I'm going to dereference the window and send it in here. And this is another thing that might make it so that your text isn't showing, that you forget to render it. So make sure you render it. And yeah, just do that, obviously. Next thing is to call the update text function in our main update function here. So if the end game is false, that's when we're going to update the text. So I'm going to update it right in between here. Update text. This is also something that might mess up. You're not updating your text, so it's not showing up. It's not really, updating in any way. That's why I have none as the initial value, so we at least can see it. and then you know it's rendering. In update text, what this text is going to hold, this UIText.setString. That's the first thing. Now, how do we send integers and stuff in here? How do we do that? Well, we're going to require string stream. So I go into the H file and I'm going to include SS stream, string stream. And what this will allow me to do is easily, this is a C++ thing, standard library. It's basically easily going to let me create a long string with mixed input types, integers, doubles, floats, anything I want into a string. And then I can export that as a string and just shove it in here. So it makes it a little easier. String stream. I'll just call it SS. So what you want to do is just create a string stream object and then set the string. Okay. SS. Now, it works like a stream, right? Like a stream. What else stream have you worked with? Well, cout is a stream. Cin is a stream. So we're going to pretty much write into this variable our points. First of all, I'm going to write points. And then you want to do it to the right, I think. And then you will say this points. Or is it to the left? Might be to the left. To the left, to the left. Okay, that worked. So see how that works? We have a stream mixed of a string and an integer, but it works. And then you can get that string by saying str like that. ss.str, and then you get your string. And then the UI text will be set to that value, that mixed value. And it should be rendering if I run this. Okay, it didn't fail. Okay, something happened. I don't know what happened. Obviously, I forgot to call the init stuff in here, in our game, in our constructor. So go to your CPP file and call those functions before you look like a dumbass like me. So first, always first, init the font. I was just talking about how this stuff can happen, and I kind of... But see, that just shows you how often it can happen. And you're just going to be sitting there like, why? And it's because you might have forgotten to initialize some stuff. Now, if we run it, you shall see a points equal 0. Points equal 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very small, but it does show up. It does show up. And I'm not going to stick around here too much, but I'm going to increase this to 24. And we're going to do one last thing. I was going to do the enemy color thing, but we're going to have to push that up to the next video. Because this one is a little too long, I'd say. Oh yeah, since I cut it. Doesn't matter. Go down to update text in your game.cpp file. Wherever you're updating the text here. And we're going to do a new line. And say health, because we want to display both variables. And then maybe we'll want something more later. So points and health. You can display a bunch of stuff. Points, health, and you can see your health in real time in the game and your points. Good job, guys and girls. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully it wasn't too fast. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Thank you so much for all the beautiful comments. Like I said, I will probably make a nice video out of all your beautiful comments because you guys deserve it. You're just amazing people, all of you are just incredible, incredible people. And I really, really appreciate it. It's not just because you guys comment nicely. It's just, you know, it just shows what kind of people you are. You know, it's great. And I just wish you all the best of luck with everything and just keep working. Give me your feedback. Give me your comments. And just keep learning. Keep working hard, all right? And be happy. So see you guys and girls in the next one. Drop a like, subscribe if you like the content. Peace out.